I'm back for a Mental Health Monday. Still Easter Monday here, and I was sitting there thinking I really want to do something about what's going on in the world right now. So I thought that I would make a video on how to keep yourself mentally healthy during isolation. So I've got a list of 15 things here, and it might possibly just be a part one because there are so many things we could do to look after our mental health that I might end up making a second one. Who knows? So here we go. Number one is eat well. I know that's really hard right now when there are shop shelves that are empty, but do your best to eat as well as you can, like with vegetables and proteins and whatever your diet is. Just try and eat as healthy as you can, because the more vegetables and fruits and stuff like that you get, the better your mental health is going to be. Same with sleep. Number two is get enough sleep. And I know sleeping is a hard thing for a lot of people right now too. For me too, I'm really struggling with my sleep. But sleep, again, aids very massively in mental health and having positive mental health. So try and get some really good sleep. If you struggle, like I do, try melatonin tablets from your doctor. You need to get a script for them. And Chemist Warehouse actually does them the cheapest that I've found, for about $36 for a 30-tablet supply. They're not addictive, according to my GP, and they just help reset your body a little bit. And I took them for a month, and I need to go back and get another script because, they were magic. They really were magic. I've always been an insomniac, even when I was really little, and I have found finally the answer is these melatonin tablets that helped me. And I already take heavy drugs to help me sleep, but even with them, the melatonin still made a huge difference. Another big one for mental health, and I do think these are the three biggies that will always aid in mental wellness, is get enough exercise. Now, I know some people in some states and countries are literally in actual lockdown in their houses. Here in South Australia, we're not. We are still allowed to go out and get exercise. So even if it's just a walk, we've got flies everywhere today. I don't know what is going on. It's so annoying. Yeah, exercise. We're still allowed to go for walks and stuff. So if you can do that, make the most of it. If you're stuck at home, there are still things that you can do. If you've got cans or bottles of liquids in the pantry, use them as weights. Go up and down with your arms. Get on your back and bike cycle your legs in the air. And there are definitely things that you can do. Number four, practice mindfulness. Now, some of you might not know what mindfulness is. Oh, kitty cat. Hey, Carly. Say hello. No, she's not the most friendliest kitty. Okay. Drop my paper. Mindfulness is basically a practice that it began in Buddhism, I think, but I don't use it in a Buddhist way. I learnt it when I was going to my borderline personality groups years and years ago. And basically, it's focusing on something that helps ground you. For example, if you have an Easter egg, you get the Easter egg, you look at it, you take notice of every little detail of the outside of it, the colours, how it feels in your hand, the smell. You unwrap that and then do those things again. How does it smell? Take real notice. Can you smell the sweetness? Can you smell the cocoa? Take a bite. How does it taste in your mouth? What are the textures that you feel? Is it smooth? Is it crunchy? Can you still feel the ridges on your tongue where the embossed patterns on the actual chocolate are? And then how does it go down your throat? Does it go down in one chunk? Have you chewed it? Is it all melty and liquidy? How does it slide down your throat? That's what practicing mindfulness is. One of my favorite things for mindfulness, which is because I'm a big kid, is when I do the dishes. I love doing the dishes because I get to play with water, and I'm such a water baby anyway. But, you know, I feel the water. How hot is it? How cold is it? Does it feel different temperatures on different parts of my hands? Look at the bubbles, because they're so important. The bubbles, are they shiny? Are they, you know, what different sizes are they? Does some have that rainbow effect on them? Does some not? What makes them pop quicker? You know, can you make bigger ones? And there are so many ways that you can be mindful of something, but just choose a subject, an object or something, and just think about it and really think about every possible aspect of that thing. That's kind of what mindfulness is. Also with that comes deep breathing. Again, when I was doing, seeing a psychologist, she taught me to do this particular type of deep breathing where you breathe in for 3 counts and then you breathe out as far as you possibly can. So you breathe in 1, 2, 3, until like you feel like you've breathed in as much as you possibly can. Then you hold it. And then you breathe out for a count of 3. And as you breathe out, you really slump your shoulders down. And breathe out every last speck of breath that's in your lungs. So you do that 3 times. And it's a slow thing, so you take your time doing it. So and that was just once, but you let your body really inhale with all that air, and then let it really exhale, and let your whole body just slump, and that actually can really help. One of my favorite things, moving on, number 5, is meditate, but particularly meditate on scriptures, because even the scriptures that might seem whingy or complaining, like some of the Psalms, are actually comforting because they help you feel less alone. So again, I will go back to my favorite Psalm that I always talk about, and that's Psalm 91. So that one actually is not a whingy one at all. It's just constantly affirming who God is in your life, that he is your safe place, that he is your protector, that he's your castle. And, you know, castles were always built up with great reinforcements all around, and I think, you know, castles, fortresses, those kinds of things. And on a castle, they have what they call ramparts. And it's all to do with the defenses so that nobody can get in. And so, yeah, that's something that I've always found very comforting, especially when things like a big bad bug is sweeping the world and trying to get us. You know, God is always going to be there for you, and he'll always be your safe place. I'm going to try and go through some of the rest of these quite quickly because, again, trying to keep my videos shorter. Number 6, avoid excessive media coverage. You know, there's so much on Facebook and TV with breaking news updates and stuff. But, you know, if it's just getting you down, and I mean, yeah, in South Australia, we're doing really well. We're flattening the curve. But in other parts of the country and world, it can be pretty depressing. So take a 24-hour break from all media. Just don't watch it. Do other stuff. Number 7, connect with other people. It's so important. And most of us have the ability with the internet to do that. If you don't have the internet, you know what? Write them a letter. It's something that's not really done that much anymore, but write somebody a handwritten letter, and it means so much. Or call over the fence to your neighbour. I do that sometimes. We'll just chat over the fence, but, you know, him from his doorway, me from mine, because we're so close to each other that we don't even need to shout. It's crazy. Number 8, create a daily routine that includes time where you look after yourself. So let's just say you're a mum with a family, and creating that routine not only helps the entire family know what's coming up in each day, But you need to have time to look after you too. Don't forget that. That, you know, you can't look after your family unless you look after yourself. So even if that means, like my best friend, she goes for a half-hour walk every day. Luckily, she lives in the country, so she can just get out into nature. But if you can't do something like that, excuse me, take a bath. Just to have a half hour on your own with some beautiful music playing, maybe some candles lit, and just relax. Number 9, try some new relaxation techniques. I think next video I'm actually going to focus on some of them, relaxation techniques, because you really need to try and keep your body in that de-stressed mode, because the more stressed you are, the quicker you're going to pick up bugs and all sorts of things. Number 10, keep yourself busy. This is the perfect time as a family to come together, have deep conversations that you wouldn't normally have. Pick a topic around the dinner table and just discuss it. Get all the kids' thoughts on it. Get your thoughts, your husband's thoughts, you know. I've got other ideas here. You can read books. You can write books. You could have a diary. Play games, board games, hide and seek, build cubbies, build forts. Do puzzles. I'm loving seeing quite a few of my friends actually having puzzles that they've all achieved together. Games. I saw a photo that one of my dear friend's sons posted last week where they'd all been playing this board game that went for well over 2 hours. Like, this is awesome family memories. Do some painting, which is what I'm doing. I'm doing lots of painting at the moment. I'm loving it. Do some writing, whether it's a diary, whether it's writing to somebody, whether it's writing your memoirs or poetry. Do some cleaning or culling or reorganizing. Mike is actually so bored that he's been led to do some cleaning, which is awesome. Play or cuddle your pets. Like, they need the love as much as we do, and they are such a comforting thing right now, except for my cat, because she only wants cuddles when she wants cuddles. It's very annoying. Watch DVDs. This is the perfect time to go through all your box sets, or binge watch Netflix or Stan or Amazon or YouTube or whatever. Perfect time. Bake, try some new recipes, get your kids involved, learn a new language, download Duolingo or something, and yeah, start learning a new language. Play positive music, uplifting music, worship music, or alternatively, listen to podcasts. My friend often sends me really great podcasts for me to listen to, which I really appreciate. And one last thing, I mean, there are so many more things you could do. But read the Bible. Again, like I said, meditate on what the Bible's telling us and learn from that. Number 11, remember that anxiety and stress will distort your thoughts. So if you're in a really negative mindset, when you're really feeling anxious and distressed, those emotions are going to distort the way you see things, the way you view the world. So just keep that in mind, that if you're feeling awfully negative, just remind yourself, oh yeah, it's just the anxiety talking, or it's not really quite like my thoughts are telling me it is. Number 12, remember everybody else is in the same position as you. Now, I posted a while ago that the one thing that I'm finding comforting is that no matter how rich or poor you are, everybody in the world right now is struggling with isolation and this sort of thing. And a friend put up, yeah, I think, you know, they're not struggling as much as us. They're in mansions and stuff. And I thought, yeah, that's true. They might have more resources to keep them busy, and they might have comfier beds or home cinemas, but ultimately they still have to stay home and they still have to do all the things that we're doing. They might just have more money to do it. But, you know, like I said, ultimately we are all in this at the same time, doing the same things, struggling with the same things. And yeah, so, you know, I just think this is a really good way to kind of equal everybody. Even the poorest of people and the richest of people are stuck at home doing the same things. except for the homeless, because, yeah. I'm really wondering, though, what actually happens to the homeless in times like this? I worry about that, because Michael and I have sort of got to know a lot of homeless faces in our city, and yeah, I do think and pray for them a lot, because I do wonder, how are they coping and where do they go? Anyway, number 13, share how you feel with a trusted friend. I do have a friend on Facebook, well, she's an in real life friend too, and she's desperately struggling with the social isolation, and for her, actually connecting over the internet is not enough for her. She's really struggling, and man, I really feel for her. There was a period, actually a lot of my life, when I struggled with the same thing. However, as years go by, I find that I can actually be in my own space quite comfortably. But you know what? The one good thing she's doing is she's reaching out and she's telling people, I'm not coping with this. Can you help me? So if all you can do is, you know, share it on your Facebook, or just share it with people that you know will be gentle with your feelings and how you are coping. You know, because sometimes just sharing the lows can really help. Number 14, focus on other people. So get the focus off of you and onto others, because that can be a huge difference too. You know, ask how your neighbour is going. Just, I don't know, ring up your church and see if there's anybody that they know of that needs a phone call, or I was going to say a visit, but that's not going to work. But you know, you get my idea. Or reach out to people on Facebook, send them private email messages. You know, how are you going? How are you coping? I know that I've had a few people, not in the last few days, but probably in the last few weeks, I've had maybe 3 or 4 people do that to me. Either send me private texts or private email messages on Facebook. And it actually means the world, because it shows that people care about you and that they love you. And you know what? Even when you're feeling low, I'm going to get choked up. But it really does. I didn't realise how much that meant to me till just now. But yeah, even people from my church who I didn't really think, you know, I used to have a very close relationship with them, and as the years have gone by, you just get a bit distant. And yet they have messaged me, how are you going? Is there anything, Micah, you need? You know, we just want to make sure that you're okay. And you have no idea, that was the sweetest thing, and it meant the world to me. And I've had 3 or 4 people do that. So, you know, don't think about you and your struggles. Think about what you can do for somebody else, because just reaching out, just say, I'm thinking about you. Man, as a recipient of that, that means the world to me. And I think it would make a big difference for you too. And my final one for today is that this is temporary and it will pass. Right now, it feels like it's going on forever and ever. And every time I'm on one of those breaking news things on Facebook Live, the people are always saying, when can we get out of lockdown? And it's like, maybe stop focusing on that. Just remember, you know what, for right now, we need to do this because it's keeping us safe. And it will pass eventually. So let's just use this time right now to bond with our family, get to know our family again. Sometimes we don't even know who each other are anymore. And this is the perfect time to just share your lives with your kids or your partners or your siblings, or, you know, just do that and keep remembering this is going to come to an end at some point. And also just remember that your struggles show that you are human, just like everybody else. We are all, like Channel 7 has this ad with all the celebrities saying we're all in this together. And it might start sounding cliche, but it's true. We all are struggling at, you know, different degrees, but we are struggling and we are all in this together. So I really pray that you stay safe, that you look after your mental health, and I will hopefully have another one of these next Monday. All right, take care and see you later.